Hi, my name is Bob Garvey. Thank you for visiting our site and in particular paying a visit to the medical malpractice section of our law firm information. If you are the victim of malpractice today or your loved one or friend, and that's why you're here, you're generally coming to us to find out information. Medical malpractice cases are not like auto accidents where if you're sitting in a light and someone rear-ends you and something bad happens to you, you know that someone else caused that and they're at fault. Medical malpractice doesn't work that way. Generally, something very bad has happened, something very serious has happened. It could be a death, it could be an injury resulting in disability or permanent pain. The difference between an auto accident and a malpractice case is it's not very easy to figure out what's happened, except in very few cases where it's obvious. If they leave behind some hemostat or medical tool, I mean, we see that unfortunately, but generally they're not that clear. Something very bad and unanticipated has happened. You typically try to get answers from the medical profession, and this wall of silence comes down. That's generally when I see people. They come in, and what they're after primarily is answers. They want to know what happened, why did this happen, no one will talk to me, and finally, was it malpractice? Did somebody do something that they should not have done that has caused this injury to me or my family member or good friend? So that's typically when I encounter someone, they want answers. Actually, very low on their list is seeking compensation. In fact, a lot of times I'll have people tell me, look, I'm not here for the money. I never thought I would be suing anyone, let alone my doctor. But I've got a big problem and nobody's talking to me. So that's generally the situation when we see people. And almost to a person, they say, even if we don't get compensation, when they find out someone has done something wrong and many times hidden it from them, they want to pursue the claim because they don't want it to happen to somebody else. It's a very, very common thing I hear when I'm sitting in my office listening to people who've been victims of malpractice. So the process is fairly simple. We don't charge any fee unless there's a recovery. So it costs you nothing to come in and meet with us, and that's what I suggest you do. Either call and speak with me personally or call my secretary and set up an appointment, and let's come on in, let's talk about it. If we decide to move forward, the next step is to accumulate all of your medical records and then finally get those records off to a specialist, a doctor, a nurse, whoever we think might be responsible for your problem. We have to get that same specialist. If it's an orthopedic surgeon, we have to have an orthopedic surgeon look at it. If it's an anesthesiologist has to look at it. And they tell us whether or not there is a malpractice case. Without getting into a lot of detail, these cases are very time sensitive. There's nothing wrong. You shouldn't feel guilty about talking to a lawyer. If you wait too long, you'll feel bad because you won't be able to find a lawyer. You need to, as soon as the questions start coming up in your mind, you need to talk to a lawyer. It doesn't cost you anything. We're not going to take a bad case or a case that doesn't merit filing. We are selective because these cases are so expensive and time consuming. But I probably have more malpractice cases referred to me than any other kind of case. And I'm proud of that fact. And most of them come from other lawyers. And I'm proud of that fact as well. But if you've had something unanticipated happen that's resulted in serious injury to you or a family member or a good friend, please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone. Come on in. Let's talk about it. If there's a case, we will process it with vigor. And you'll be taken care of very well. Thank you.